Okay, so let's go over this review to prepare for our test. So let's do the ones up top. What variable is the letter for correlation coefficient? The letters R. Make sure you note it's not R squared. You want to use R. What determines if the correlation is strong or weak? When your R value is close to 1 or -1. The closer to 1 or closer to -1 you are, the stronger it is. What must be typed into Desmos to find the correlation coefficient after you've typed in your data? Remember, you go to a new line and you type Y1, the squiggly, M, X1 plus B. What is the solution to a system of equations? The solution to a system is the point of intersection, the place where they intersect or touch. So now we're going to start on the math problems. The Baker family has bought 7 burgers and 3 pizzas for a total cost of $50. The Smith family purchased 4 burgers and 6 pizzas for a total cost of $40. Write the system for the situation. So remember, when we read, we're always going to make sure we go through and we pick letters. Technically, we normally are going to use X and Y. So let's call burgers X. I'm going to write that down here. X is my burgers. And I'm going to let pizzas be Y. If I keep reading, it says that I have burgers again and pizzas. So now when I go up here and write my equation, I have 7 X's right here. 7 X's, and so plus 3Y total, so equals my $50. This was for the Baker family. I had another family named the Smith family. They also ordered. They did 4, remember this was my X's down here. So they had 4 burgers, 6 pizzas, which was my Y value, and their total was $40. This is your system. On number 6, what is the Y value to the system of equations? So remember, if we're going to use Desmos or the calculator, technically Desmos, because it's probably a little bit easier, we need to solve for Y. So if I take this top equation, X equals 2Y plus 3. I need to get the Y by himself, so I'm going to minus the 3 away. I get X minus 3 equals 2Y, and I have to divide every piece by a 2. That gets me X over 2 minus 3 over 2 equals Y. I'm going to rewrite that one more time. That is the same thing as saying I'm going to write it in the other order. Y equals, there's a 1 right here, so 1 over 2x minus 3 over 2. This is not my answer, but this was one of the equations I will type into Desmos. The other equation I'm going to take over here, 4x plus 5y equals 12. Again, I get the y by himself, so I'm going to minus the x away this time. 5y equals negative 4x plus 12. Then I have to divide everyone by a 5. Y equals negative 4 over 5x plus 12 over 5. This is not my answer, but I'm going to take this equation right here, and I'm also going to put it in Desmos. So I've inserted my browser, and I'm going to type my 2 equations. So I'm going to type y equals 1/2. Make sure you press the arrow over and get out of the bottom. X minus 3 divided by 2. Go to the next line. I'm going to do the same thing, but for the other equation. Y equals negative 4 over 5, arrow over x, plus 12 divided by 5. And then when you touch right there where they intersect, that is your answer. Scoot this away over here. And so my answer to this would have been the point of intersection, which was 3, 0. On the next one, it says, so the graph represents the following system. They gave us the system. They already graphed it for us. And so all I'm looking for is the intersection. That's the solution to the system. The solution to the system is the intersection, which is this point right here where they touch. Remember, we write ordered pairs x comma y. So my x is negative. Oh, it looks so bad. Let me fix it. -3. And my y value is 1. And make sure you put your parentheses. So the ordered pair is my solution is -3, 1. The customer paid a total of $12.75 for a pound of fruit at the farmer's market. Some of the fruit were mangoes and the rest were grapes. Mangoes cost $1.25 per pound and grapes cost $2.50 per pound. Which system of equations can be used to find G? G is the pounds of grapes. Let's go put a G up here. And M is the pounds of mangoes. So this is an M that the customer paid for. Other important information is I bought 8 pounds total. So I bought some mango pounds and some grape pounds, and those pounds altogether have to add up to 8. So we look at our answer choices. This one and this one don't have that equation. So C's gone and D's are gone. If I want to write my other equation, I have 1.25, and that goes with my mango, plus I have my 250, and that goes with my grape. And that equaled a total of $12.75. This does not match this right here, so I have to be letter B. Okay, on the next one, we have a table and a graph, and we need to find the system that it matches. The only catch is all of these answer choices are in standard form. And when we put information in the calculator or into Desmos, our technology always gives us slope intercept form. So we are not going to put this in unless you want to switch it all around. You can do that too. But another way would be to take the ordered pair, any ordered pair. I'm going to use the positive ones though, because that way we won't make less mistakes. I'm going to plug that ordered pair, and that ordered pair is the x is 1, the y is 6. I'm going to plug that into all my equations, see if it works. So if I go down here, if my x is 1 and my y is 6, 1 plus 6 equals 7, that one works. And you only have to make it work for one of them. So if I go down here, if I do 1 minus 6, that doesn't work. If I try the bottom one, 3 times 1 minus 2 times 6. This is going to be 3 minus 12. 3 minus 12 is negative 9. So 1/6 does not work here at all. If I try this one, I'm going to get 7 times 1 plus 7 times 6. If I type that in the calculator, that's not going to make 1. That's going to be 49. 5 times 1 plus 3 times 6 is 5 plus 18. That makes 23. So this one doesn't work. The next one, if I have 7 times 1 plus 2 times 6, that's the top one I plugged into. That's going to equal 7 plus 12, which equals 19. On the bottom one, 7 times 1 plus 2 times, no, it's not plus, sorry, it's a minus. Minus 2 times 6 is going to make 7 minus 12. That's going to equal negative 5. So it doesn't work here. So the only one that it works on is here. If it worked on more than one, then you would go to the other thing they give you, which in our case was a graph. And here's an ordered pair. And I would say the x is 6 and the y right here is 3. And you can plug in 6, 3 to eliminate another answer choice. But all of them are gone because 1, 6 only works in option A. So I'm going to skip 10 and 11 for a second and go to 12 because it's just like number 9. So let's try number 12. Okay, so on this one, we're going to do the very similar thing. They gave us 2 tables. So I'm going to write off to the side over here, A. I'm going to leave myself a little bit more space than that. B, C, and D. I'm going to look at the first table. And this is the y-intercept. So let's try using it to see if it helps. 0, negative 5. So remember, this is my x and my y. So I'm going to go plug them in. So if I do the first equation for letter A, I have 3, the x is 0, plus the y is negative 5 equals negative 5. Well, 3 times 0 is 0. Negative 5 equals negative 5. That works. That one works. We're going to keep it. So we're going to move on past A because it only has to work in one of them. And we're going to go to B. So if I go to B, I am going to use the top equation first. 3 times x, which is 0, minus, and then remember the 5's and negatives, equals negative 5. A minus make a plus 5. Plus 5 does not equal negative 5, so this one does not work. I'm going to try the other one. 1, x is 0, minus 2 times negative 5. 1 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 10 does not equal 0. It doesn't work here either. Get rid of answer B. The point has got to work in one of your lines because one of those lines has to be called line A. If you look right here, do you see how this equation is the same as this equation? Well, we know it's not going to work in that top point then. So let's just try the bottom one for letter C. So for letter C, I have 1, x is 0, plus 2 times negative 5. 1 times 0 is 0. 2 times negative 5 is negative, oh, up here it's a positive 10, sorry. Negative 10. This was supposed to equal 0, but it says negative 10. So we know it's not C either because it didn't work in either one. And so if you look at letter D, D doesn't have any of equations that are exactly the same, so let's try letter D. So I have 3, oops, that's supposed to be blue. I have 3 times x, which was 0, plus y, which was negative 5, equals 5. 3 times 0 is 0. Negative 5 does not equal 5. This one does not work. So then I'm going to do negative 1 times 0 plus 2 times negative 5. 0 times anything is 0. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative 10 does not equal my 0, so this one doesn't work either, so D's gone. The only one that point works in is letter A. Okay, let's go back to number 10. Number 10 looks like 12, but the only nice thing is they're all in slope intercept form. So you're going to take this and put it in Desmos or your calculator. If you choose to use your calculator, remember it's menu 613. Make sure you put all of the data points in. I'm going to use Desmos. So I'm going to add my Desmos testing browser. Make sure it's the one with the green strip. Remember, you press the plus sign in the top corner and then table. And then I am going to type in table, it was for line R. So I'm going to type my x's just as I saw them. So -3, 1, 4, 7. And my y's are going to be -2.2, -5.4, -7.8, and -10.2. Then you go to a new line, and you have to type this magic formula. Y1, press your ABC button and get your little squiggly mustache thing. M, X, 1 plus B. Oops, I pressed +8 plus B. There we go. So my M should be 0.8. So if I go down here, if M's a decimal, and if you look at our paper, M's supposed to be a fraction, you can type M right here. At the very beginning of the line, number 3 on my screen, do you see this little fraction button? If you click it, it will change, it will change your M into a fraction. So we're looking for an M of -4/5. So let me just look for that over here. So when I look, I need M to have a -4/5. Well, here's an M, that's not right. And here's an M, that's not right. That's got to go away. Here's an M, that's right, that's good. Okay, I can keep going. Here's an M, that's right, I'm good, keep going. Here, this is a +4/5 and a +15/2, so it's not this one. Now, if we look at the 2 I have left, it has my -4.6, which is my B value right here and right here. So now I have to do the same thing again, and I have to type the other table in. So I'm going to add another browser in, and we're going to put the other table in. So remember the plus sign, table, -2, enter 1, enter 3, enter 8. Then go to my Y column, -11, 11.5, 26.5, and 64. Oops, I didn't press enter. Enter, 64. And then we're going to type that formula again. Y1, squiggly, it's called a tilde, M, X, oops. Okay, sorry, my whole screen froze. I'm going to try that one more time. So I'm going to do this Y1 tilde M X 1 plus B. So my B should be 7.5. Sorry, my B is 4 and my M is 7.5. So both of my equations have a +4 at the end, but my 7.5 is positive. And again, remember, you can press M and then press the little button, and it'll change it to 15/2. So if I go looking for that, if you look what's left over, this is a positive, but this one right here, it's a negative. So my answer is letter C. Number 11 says, a factory is producing and stockpiling metal sheets to be shipped to an automobile manufacturing plant. The factory ships only when there's a minimum of 2,500 sheets in stock. The accompanying table shows X days and the number of sheets in stock F of X. What is the correlation that best describes the strength of the linear association between the days and the sheets in stock? So we're going to take our table and put this in. You can use a calculator. I'm going to put it into Desmos. And I'm going to write the steps down for you one time. So if you're in Desmos, let's write the steps down real quick. So when you're in Desmos, make sure you do Desmos EOC and you have that green bar. Once you open it, you hit the plus sign in the top corner and you're going to pick a table. Step 2 is to enter your data. Step 3 is in a new line. You're going to type that Y1 squiggly x1 plus b, and then a hint. If m or b are fractions, you can put m in a new line, and at the beginning of the line there's a little button that looks like this. If you tap it, it will make it become a fraction for you. So let's go ahead and put this in. So plus sign, table. 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter. See, it's guessing for me. 4, 5, and 6. And then I have 860. My next one is 930. 1,000. 1,150. 1,200, and 1,360. Type my magic formula. Y1 tilde squiggly mustache thingy mx1 plus b. And remember, we're looking for r, not r squared, r. My r is 0.998. So if I go here, my r value was 0.988. So blank positive correlation. This is very close to 1, so this is strong positive correlation because r is very close to 1. Similar to number 11, which we did right here on the other page. On the next one, you have a couple options. So one option is you use your calculator. In a calculator, you're going to go home and add a new document. And when you do that, it's going to ask you if you want to save. So don't save. And you're going to add a graph. When you add the graph, you're going to type nsolve, and then 8x plus 6y equals 18, comma y. Press enter. It'll graph it. Then there's a little button that says tab, and you're going to type it again, nsolve 6y equals 2x minus 12, comma y. Press enter and graph. Once you have it graphed, you can look for the picture that matches. If you're going to do it in Desmos, we're going to grab this first equation, 8x plus 6y equals 18. We got to solve for y. So minus the 8x, minus 8x. 6y equals negative 8x plus 18. Then you have to divide everyone by a 6. And you can leave it as y equals negative 8 over 6x plus 18 over 6, or you can reduce them. Y equals negative 4 over 3x plus 3. You're going to put this in Desmos. You're going to take your other equation, 6y equals 2x minus 12. The y needs to be by himself, so you need to divide everyone by 6. And again, you can leave it as y equals 2 over 6x minus 12 over 6, or you can write y equals and reduce 1 over 3x minus 2. This would go into Desmos, and you'd find out where they intersect. So let's add Desmos. and put my equations in. My first equation I had was y y equals negative 4 divided by 3 x plus 3. My second equation was y equals 1 divided by 3 x. Oops, none of that got typed right. Let me try again. Y equals 1 divided by 3 x minus 2. And if you look, this intersection is in the fourth quadrant, underneath the x-axis. So when I go over here and look, this one is in the wrong place. This one is in the wrong place. This one's in the wrong place. The one that's in the fourth quadrant is letter D. Letter D is our answer. Number 15 says that 2 cell phone companies charge a monthly flat fee plus additional costs for each minute of time used. The system is graphed in the grid below. What is the best representation of the number of minutes the 2 cell phone companies will charge the same? That means where they intersect. So here's my intersection, like right here. That looks like 500 minutes. Number 16 is very, so go ahead and pause the video. You're going to enter this into Desmos and see if you can find your equation and your correlation coefficient. Pause the video while you do this. Okay, so my line of best fit comes in the form y equals mx plus b. So we're going to round a little bit, but y should equal approximately 0.623x plus 29.1827 or so. The correlation coefficient was 0.9151. Just like the previous page. Number 13. On 17 is, so on number 17, remember 2 options. Put them in the calculator with NSolve in a graph or Desmos. So I'm gonna do the hand way. A little bit of Desmos. 8x minus 4y equals negative 16. I have to get y by himself, so I'm going to minus the 8x away. Negative 4y equals negative 8x minus 16. Divide everyone by the negative 4. Y equals, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, 2x plus 4. So one of my graphs should have a y-intercept of 4, a positive 4. This one does not. This one does not. This one does not. And this one does. Without even having to do the other one, this one is the only one that has the right y-intercept of 4. So answer B is the only answer that could be the possible answer. Number 18 is about money. Before we do 18, a little reminder. Penny, 0.01 cents. Nickel, 0.05 cents. Dime, 0.10 cents. Quarter, 0.25 cents. So Ronnie is taking a jar of 50 dimes and quarters to Coin Masters to redeem his $8. We always want to define our variables. So I'm going to let X be my dimes. And then Y will be my quarters. It says write a system. So this 50 is coins. My coins are dimes and quarters, and there is 50 coins altogether. Now dimes, the x's, they're worth 0.10x, plus my quarters were worth 0.25y, but now this equals a dollar amount. It equals 8, and that's my system. Number 9, last one. Elliot purchased 3 trick cameras, so we got 3 trick cameras and 4 fake snakes, and spent a total of $40. So let's, actually, hang on. $40. So let's label our variables. I'm going to let X be my trick cameras, Y be the snakes, and so I'm just talking about Elliot. Elliot had 3 X's plus 4 Y's, and his total was $40. Now Casey has 7 X and 8 Y. So 7X plus 8Y, and she spent a total of $85. And there's my equation. I highly recommend you going over this review one time by yourself. You can open a blank copy from Google Classroom, and I would work it one time just to make sure you can do them without the help of this video.